South Africa 55 all out. India lead by 56 runs with still 6 wickets in hand. I think we had a prediction in mid innings. I think both me and Harshit went with 4 wickets. And as things stand right now, India have lost 4 wickets, but they're still well ahead in the game. That after an outstanding bowling performance by the bowlers. But I'm not sure if your bowlers didn't have the day that they did, whether this would have been a good batting performance. I think there would have been a lot more scrutiny, maybe a bit more criticism coming towards Indian batters had the bowlers not had the kind of day that they had today. But because Mohammad Siraj with his 6 wickets and the rest of the bowlers chipping in, dismissing South Africa for 55, which is what was the record there?
So 2 records over there. One being this is South Africa's lowest total since readmission, 55 all out. Prior to this it was 70 odd against Sri Lanka, and then this is India's best bowling performance in Test cricket. Prior to this 62 all out, New Zealand and Mumbai was the lowest total registered by any team against India. Now it is 55. So best ever Test bowling performance from any Indian team.
Yeah, so this only after that bowling performance does this batting effort looks okay I would say, because your bowlers did that well. But what happened in this session? Maybe Shane can tell us.
See, what happens is what tends to happen with the Indian batting lineup, the top order in particular. Always the big worry is that you'll get starts if you do, but then someone will end up inducing a collapse. India's biggest Achilles heel for as long as I can remember now in any test, left arm bowlers, and I say bowlers for a reason. On spinning tracks it tend to be the spinners that get you. On a track that's assisting pace and bounce, it will be a left arm pacer who gets you. And once again, Rabada got rid of Jaiswal early, but after that you're thinking, okay, Rohit's looking good, Gill looking good. Thereafter, Rohit I think survived a couple of shouts. There were a couple of DRS calls that went his way. One where was given not out, one which he reviewed was given out. But after that, once again, now it's the Kohli KL show that you're hoping will rescue you, because Shubman, despite a good start, didn't get anything. Shreyas threw his wicket away, and now you're hoping that your number 4 and 6 are there to patch you up another rescue act.
I completely agree that somehow or the other, if you had to ask most people before India came out to bat that what is going to be that one player or one partnership that is going to help you, you would have said Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, right? Or one of them. I mean, being fans aside, our friend here, Shashwat, is a big fan of Shreyas Iyer, is a big fan of Shubman Gill, but that is a fandom talking. If you're talking logically, if you were to ask anybody, you would have said, okay, it looks like tough conditions, South Africa out for 55, who's the batter who's bailing you out? Most would have said Virat Kohli.
Instantly.
Or which is the partnership that's bailing you out? Most would have said Virat Kohli, KL Rahul. Some may have gone with KL Rahul. I mean the two. But my point is, why does that happen? What does that tell you about the rest of India's batting? Why is it that even before the first ball is bowled, it's a given that if you're going to survive, it will only be either one of these 2 batters or a partnership together? Why?
Again, I really want to compare Yashasvi Jaiswal here. Again, how bad he's actually looking on this tour. He's not that bad, and he doesn't have those many flaws in his technique as far as red ball is concerned, because he actually broke out into the whole system through his red ball runs only. Now again, I was listening to you only yesterday. You were comparing the Rohit's transition from red ball to white ball, and that is something that is really hard for players to do. Now, I would want to have the same example for Yashasvi Jaiswal also here. Again, because white ball cricket, he is giving that impact now, and suddenly now in red ball cricket, you are seeing that dip in Yashasvi Jaiswal.
No. So again, I had on a sister platform. No, but that is because with Rohit, I'm not basing it on a series or 2 series here. Overall, his career has shown you, and I mean, because we were discussing what is wrong with Rohit Sharma, and I did notice a trend, but not immediately, but I'd been noticing for some time that he started off his, as a white ball star, right? When he was a phase that he was a white ball star, and that time he was underperforming in Test, probably not even getting picked for Test matches after getting those limited chances. Then maybe he had that realization that his father, always hoped that he'd be a test cricketer. He always said that I wanted to be a test cricketer. He started focusing on test cricket a lot. He learned how to, but applied himself to let the balls go outside the off stump. There was that dedication. And then immediately in that 2-year period, he emerged as India's best test batter. But during that time, there was no coincidence that his white ball form dipped. And then now to the third phase, where his white ball form came back. And what I said was that because his white ball form is back, there's a good chance he will not do well in test cricket. Just going by what Rohit Sharma has had, and not just one test match. But I can't say, because you compare it to Yashasvi, I can't say the same about Yashasvi, because we haven't seen much of him in all formats. So maybe he could be that guy who's only good in one or the other format, maybe. Or he could still be that guy who could be successful in all formats. I agree with you where you say that I have not noticed a visible weakness in him in test cricket. And I think we'll only talk about test cricket because in white ball cricket he's pretty much shown that he is, up for the task, and he is that level, whether it's in the IPL, whether it's in an international level, he's there. He's showing you that he's not afraid to play his shots. He has all the shots in the book. Because of test cricket, he only got a chance to play in West Indies, so the jury was out because we haven't really seen him. You have to play in different conditions to be judged. That's not happened. So which is why if I was to say that he is going to be similar to Rohit, I think it'd be too early, because there's a good chance he proves you wrong, right? He proves you wrong, and anyone can have a bad 2-3 test matches. Also first time playing in South Africa. So I think for Yashasvi I will wait. I hope he can be that all format player, but at the moment, which is I go back to that earlier point, at the moment, what makes Virat Kohli special is the fact that he is that only batter that I see. I'm not even counting KL, because KL then, while he's got good numbers in ODI, in T20s as well as Test cricket, but you could say that T20 he seems to be behind the curve. While in ODI and Test he's got runs in tough conditions, whether it's England, whether it's Australia, whether it's South Africa, he's got runs all of these places. But Virat is the only batter that I see in that list, and I will include your favorite player and your good friend Shreyas Iyer, because he's the other all format batter that you have at the moment, that you're playing him in all. But look at KL, the visible weaknesses in T20. Look at Rohit Sharma, the visible weakness comes based on the phase that he is in, whether it's white ball, whether it's red ball. Shubman Gill is showing you signs, again similar to Rohit Sharma, that when he's good in test matches, not doing well in white. Now when he's doing well in white ball cricket, you can see. And with the difference between Yashasvi and Shubman is, Yashasvi hasn't shown you a visible weakness in test match cricket, but I think Shubman Gill is beginning to show you that. For example, the way he's got out earlier and the way he got out today as well. Hanging the bat. I know it's not an easy ball to bat on, the Nandre burger ball, but I'm saying there's a visible weakness. In Yashasvi's dismissal just today, I think plays on and the ball goes in. So there's no technical, I'd consider it unlucky also sometimes.
Slightly unlucky, because but the common thread that I've seen all the Indian wickets, perhaps Shreyas maybe less so, but the others definitely extra bounce. Rohit Sharma had to take his hand off the bat, and that told you that he wasn't expecting the ball to rise so much. Even Shreyas, he thought that he'd done enough, but then that ball rose, which is why it took the inside and then went in. With the third wicket of Shubman Gill as well, the ball rising. But again, when somebody like a Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, when you're there, when you've got that kind of a start, when you're there in your late 30s, you expect that you've seen these conditions already, and you are expected to then take things forward.
No, but see, that is why getting runs in South Africa is tough. Why do Indian batsmen struggle? Because you have been born and brought up on lower bouncy pitches. This pitch, which is why I go back to the toss now, where I think Dean Elgar said it at the toss, that this is an interesting pitch. Very interesting, with lots of grass, and I do see that extra bounce. Look at Kohli also. He's got you those 20 runs, but these have been those gritty 20 runs. Yeah. This hasn't been the fluent Virat Kohli 20 that he's got so far, because the conditions have been tough. You're talking about extra bounce. He got hit a couple of times, I remember, on his glove with that ball, with that extra bounce.
His first boundary which he got was basically an edge, which on any other day could have flown to the slip.
But with Rohit, I remember how this was an observation made by the commentators, how Marco Jansen was bowling to him, and how they were also trying to bowl those short balls to him. He was playing with soft hands. The ball would just bounce right underneath his eyes. There, a little bit of a poke, let's say. Again, change in technique. You went for a poke, got that outside edge and to the man and
Berger's plan was pretty simple. He was coming over the wicket and he was making that angle, and to Rohit Sharma also, Shubman Gill also went, Shreyas Iyer also.
He did that perfectly with the first two you mentioned. With Shreyas, I think Shreyas could have adjusted.
Yeah, he could have, but his
the
plan
angle wasn't there as much as it was with the.
Yeah,
with the first
I
two.
do understand that when you're doing that on the off-term channel, yeah, you at times tend to go and play that ball. At times you're uncertain about to play that or to leave that ball. But when you're going over the wicket, trying to make that angle so that the batsman goes in for that, you can easily go leave that ball. If you're consciously watching that some bowler is, that is his plan. He has not changed that. That's the plan he is taking wickets from. But the batsmen are again and again falling for the same plan.
Because your instincts are there, na. See, when you go in with an idea that you're going to play a certain way, let's take Rohit's example, that he's gone with a conscious mindset that I'll need to play with soft hands. But when you are, it's not part of your instinct, it's that one mistake you will make which will be natural to you. Which is why it's so much tougher to play against the natural grain that you have of how you're going to be a batter. Which is why I say, top batters are top batters like a Virat Kohli or a Sachin Tendulkar used to be at one time. That if they've come with a plan, they can be in that conscious state of mind throughout their knock where they won't allow, see, it's like, if I could give you a driving example, right? If you are driving, if you're driving for 3 hours, they cannot be all the time that you're exactly concentrating on the road, right? You will be wandering into your thoughts, and then if something comes, your natural instincts take over where you will turn left or you will turn right, correct? But if you're 100% concentrating, if there's a last moment thing, there's better chance that you will avoid that last moment hurdle, or let's say a dog was to cross. If you're completely conscious, if you're subconsciously driving, which can happen to all of us at one point, you will be up half a second late. You could still avoid it, but half a second late means you could still hit it. Now, this is what I'm saying, to have that level of being totally aware of what you're doing, aware of that every time I'm facing the ball, I do not have to do it, may not be possible, humanly possible for a lot of players, and that's where that one error comes. So you've decided 30 balls you've gone consciously thinking I won't do it, but the 31st may not be,
which is where
the great players will ensure that even 100 balls they continue.
Which is where the legend of Sachin Tendulkar lies. He didn't play a single cover drive in Sydney.
Even Virat, actually, that's what I'm trying to say. In Virat, there's no example as such of let's say a Sydney knock that he's talking about of the double hundred of Sachin. But I'm saying in Virat's case also, let's say if there is an extra bounce right now, right, he's gotten hit, I'm sure he's telling himself what to do, which ball to let go, which ball to go forward, which ball to go back, keeping in mind that extra bounce, right? So when you come out to bat, you might do it 1 ball, 2 ball, 3 ball, 31st ball you don't. You just do what you're so used to and you make a mistake. But I think his greatness is that he can carry on that level of being in like full level of concentration and consciousness to do it for 100 balls.
That dogged mentality.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, what we spoke about Gavaskar in his knock, I mean, that's what people would say, right? To be aware of every ball that you face and be telling yourself that this is what I'm going to do is rare. And that's the difference between great players and just ordinary players. And I think Virat is doing that. It's going to be tough, by the way, tough work, because that all it takes is that one ball to get you out, and that one ball bouncing out from good length. By the way, I'm loving the attitude of Berger. Huh? He's playing his second test match.
Yes.
He is not overawed. Of course, he had a great test match that would have helped his confidence. But the very first ball, I think he bowls to Virat Kohli, almost like threatens to throw his thumb down. Yeah. And even after that, has been giving him the glares. Not intimidated.
He gave Shubman Gill a glare when he got him out.
Yeah. And Shubman's still a youngster, but usually what happens, like everyone doesn't want to upset a player like Virat, because that if he gets angry, he gets run. He's a legend of the sport, and it happens across. He can influence an IPL contract or two. I'm just being honest. So you avoid doing all of those things. But this guy, I like it. He is like into the zone. He knows he's got his tail up. He's troubled them in the first. He's troubling, by the way. That's what I'm saying. He's walking the talk. He's not just giving him the stare and then coming up with half volleys to get smashed. He is making it tough, perfect length, and plays and misses. And even Virat knows that he's up against a formidable opponent in Nandre Berger. The way we talk about left armers. There are 2 left armers Marco Jansen, Nandre Berger. Jansen the more experienced, slightly more taller, who can get that extra bound. Yet it's Berger who's looking like doubly dangerous.
It is in fact, a little surprising because I actually thought from that first test match, given the debut that Nandre Berger had, I thought that the new ball would be given to him, and that happened, by the way, in the second innings when India came out to play in that match. It wasn't Marco Jansen with Kagiso Rabada, because the better bowler after the first innings was clearly Nandre Berger. Today though, if you again see, they went with a Jansen, but again, once Berger came in, he was the one who made all the
difference. But that second innings, I'll again go back to the point that Jansen was also the last man standing at the innings, so they wanted to give him some break. 80 odd, remember? He was one of the last wickets to fall. That's the main reason they went with Nandre.
But otherwise, he was head and shoulders the better bowler between the two.
Of course, because even Jansen was being wayward. Nandre Berger wasn't.
Both of them have been going with their own plans, as Jansen has been going around the wicket and he's trying to get that late swing and to get that inside. That is a very common weakness for Rohit Sharma, Gill, KL Rahul for that matter. And on the other end, Berger has that other approach of keeping it a little short and making that angle. But again, nothing to take away from Berger. He's again the same thing, that we are falling for the same plan. It's nothing new. At least you should be ready for something like that and not go for that kind of.
Let's start with your good friend Shreyas Iyer. Okay, let's take questions before we wind up. First one from Sharan Vinakota. He's saying getting out is one thing, but Iyer is looking completely out of sorts in bouncy conditions. His technique is shambles, looking like a walking wicket. I have to agree. Yeah. Though we've always been patient with every player. But I was just looking at numbers. Shreyas Iyer, he averages 40s in test match cricket. I think 11 test matches is what he's played, averages in 40. So everyone will say that 40 is good enough, don't get after him. But then if you dig deep in those matches that he's played, 90% of his matches are in subcontinent, either in India or in Bangladesh. And where are the players that he's gotten run? He's got runs in Kanpur, he's got runs in Chattogram, he's got runs in Mirpur. Right, so all subcontinental places where he's got his big runs. There are 5 innings he's played abroad, 2 in Birmingham, 2 the last test match in Centurion, and 1 now in Cape Town. And his average in Sena countries, for now because he's not played in Australia, but those tough condition is a meager 14. So he's averaging 14 batting in those conditions. That doesn't augur well, but I'd still say it's 5 innings, maybe another 5, and then you take a call.
Then there are questions. Although I think the questions are coming back, because again, the problem here is, as even Mr. Shekhar is pointing out and directing at me, I have no idea why, is that blatantly getting bounced out is one thing, but here you're getting out to fuller length balls, knowing full well that a short ball could come at any time because the bounce is strong.
He's waiting for that short ball, and then the people are setting him up very easily.
Yeah, which has happened in the last test match, but today is the first ball. I mean, so if you're going to be that weak mentally, assuming that once again he thought that the short ball was coming and had no idea how to play, a ball which isn't short. But then if it's happening right from the start, then you're a sitting duck.
And I also think that short ball is a problem that is not so easy to actually get over again, because you have that, you always are not that certain about, and you are always trying to predict what the bowler is going to do, and there the bowler tries to play with your mind.
You can sort it out. I'll give an example. I will give you an example. I agree with you when you say that to master playing a short ball is not easy. So he can't do it overnight, even no matter how much he practices. There's certain things are instinct, how you pick the length early, some people can, some don't, whatever. So for him to master playing the short ball may not happen immediately. I'll give an example. Let's say Mohinder Ramanat was woeful against it, but then practiced and became better and became a master. But took a long time, right? So it can't happen immediately. The problem with Shreyas Iyer, he does not realize that you have to, if you cannot master playing the short ball so early, then what is the second option? What do you do? Your second option is the option that a Saurav Ganguly took. He realized that it is an area where he is weak, teams are going to target. What did he do? He stopped, 1, trying to be aggressive on the short ball, and 2, not waiting for the short ball. So you take that as your weakness. Every player is not strong in everything, right? So you eliminate it. The problem with Shreyas Iyer is, I go back to that press conference. He is hellbent in his mind where he has said, don't you dare say I have this weakness. So unless you accept it, it's your weakness, you will not find a solution. There can only be two solutions if that is your weakness. One, you can learn the art of playing the short ball, or one, learn to manage with that weakness and still get runs, even in tough conditions. There are a lot of batters who've done it. But when you have an attitude where you say, no, I'm not bad at it, you are saying it, and so you are defiant, that then what will happen? Then neither can you master it so early, and neither are you ready to manage things with it, and which is why he'll keep getting out like that. The day he tells himself, yes, there is a problem, but I will score runs. So what is the best thing you can happen? If a bowler is doing, you let the bouncer go, or you take a few blows in your body, right? You take it, but every time but that does not mean you're waiting for it. If it comes, accept you're not good at it. So what is going to happen? Either it'll go past you before you can swing the bat, let it go. Either it'll hit you, let it go. But the rest of the time, which are your areas and which he's very good at, he scores runs. Which is what Saurav Ganguly did in test matches. He had a pretty successful test match career.
To an extent, even someone like a Travis Head now does the same thing.
Exactly.
He is a very attacking batter in test match cricket. But after the WTC final, when India bounced him out after a day, when all the damage was done, then England realized, oh, he has this problem. So what did he do? Eventually, when England bounced him out the first couple of tests, he stopped trying to attack that ball unnecessarily. He said, no, I'll get my runs elsewhere. After a point, a short ball also is not something you can bowl on demand.
Exactly.
No. After a point, your quickest of bowlers will tire. The tired legs will come in, tired arms will come in. You may, the ball will get old. Attack then.
But how do you do that? Is when you accept
that you have a problem.
That is the issue.
And you leaving the ball. I think he is just going to attack all the short balls just to prove that point again. That
there's no problem.
Yeah.
Or there is a problem, I've overcome it.
Yeah. And that will how it will be. Okay. Daniel M from Australia says, unrelated to the series, but Aussies who skipped the IPL for Shivam, please thoda niche chale jao. If you have time from your phone, we can then see. Unrelated, but Aussies who skipped IPL for WTC final practice are coming to play IPL this year for extra T20 World Cup practice, as it now helps. Smart. Well, absolutely true. I think a lot of teams, and I would even include the English players, they also look at the IPL that way. You know, when it is required for the country, they will do it. When their focus is on Test cricket or other formats, then they won't do it. Which is smart, absolutely.
I mean, someone like a Sam Billings, who would have been a third choice keeper for England, pulled out of the 2023 IPL saying, I want to focus on county to get my test cap back.
So many of these guys.
And he's third choice. And Cummins Stark are still first choices. My point is, Sam Billings is third in line. Yeah. I mean, you have a Bairstow who's first choice, a Ben Foakes who's the fallback option, then maybe you get to Sam Billings and the rest. He said, no, I'll skip the IPL. When he could have easily taken the payday. He was nowhere near even the Ashes squad.
Agreed. It's a cultural thing. It's the culture that you set in the country, not just overall, but even in the cricketing circles, and then of course with the fans as well.
Yeah.
So if you get that sort of respect as a player, then you'll go. Maybe if Indian fans start respecting Test performances more, it would change. But the point is, and that's why I say we keep pointing fingers at players and BCCI. I think we should ask questions of ourselves also. For us, a T20 IPL guy becomes a superhero overnight, whereas a Pujara or a Hanuma Vihari, whoever played Test cricket, won't even be recognized on the street. One day they'll play a good knock, we'll celebrate and we'll forget about it. Because majority of the time you're only watching T20. So it's how we also honor them, how we respect them. Do they get brand endorsements? No. But a T20 player, a star, who's not even played for India but good 10 IPL matches, becomes a star. So it's also how we as a society view the formats. Satish B said, Cummins captaincy is next level in world cricket now. It's Australia again which will lift the WTC irrespective of whichever the opposition is. Either India, South Africa or New Zealand. Good point actually.
New Zealand I doubt. I would probably England would be one of the others to compete against Australia, not New Zealand.
It's weird how the whole cycle functions only.
No, the cycle was a whole different matter.
That's why I'm saying you can find a way to reach the final.
I remember last year when there was a point where Sri Lanka was still in contention.
Yes.
Because of the same thing only which South Africa are doing now. It's basically, it's the cricket equivalent of what in tennis is called scavenging. Wherein you'll play lower level tournaments, get enough ranking points, rise up, despite having not proven yourself in top tier tournaments or Grand Slams. Same thing. You'll play bare minimum, percentage points are very high because you played less games. And
that reminds me, when is Nadal's next match?
it would be he beat Thiem, no?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he'd be in the next round now. I think it'll be tomorrow or day after.
That's right. When is his
7-5,
next
6-1,
match?
I think.
This is in the Brisbane International.
No, all of that I know. When is his next match?
No
We'll
idea.
have to figure.
I have to check
Question
myself.
is that.
We'll have to figure.
I have to check.
Okay. I will be watching that. For the moment, watching the test match. See you. And how many overs have been done? 26 now.
23 and 23. No, so 26 and 23.
Oh, no, so 23 and 23.
Yeah.
So
23,
that is just 46 overs, which means you have 44 overs
Yeah,
remaining.
No
for the
way you're
day.
going the whole distance.
44 overs remaining for the day. That's shocking. That's shocking.
No team is bowled a spinner, right? Yet.
Yeah. Well, so even with the extended time, that extended a half hour.
You're going till 9 o'clock.
23 and 26 you said, right?
Yeah.
So
No, 23 and 23, these 3 overs.
Three overs
the
have been bowled in the
session
final
started,
session.
nah.
23.3 and 23.
So 46 in 2 sessions. That's shocking. Which leaves
You
you
should have been
with
at 6.
44 overs to bowl.
You
in the
needed
final
to
session.
be 60 overs in 2 sessions. So yeah, you're
So
way
because
off.
of that extra half hour, you will get another 7-8 overs.
You
At
need at
most,
least
if you
So
want
if
to
you're
spinner.
going with 23, you'll go finish with 30.
yeah.
Yeah, but you'll still be about 14 overs short. Or you might even do 4 more if you push it even more, become quicker as spinner count. But you're still going to be 10 overs. I don't see more than 80 overs being bowled today.
Be very
I-
unlikely.
He would, yeah.
ETB would be a lot.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, on that note, we'll take your leave. Could not take all questions because the game started. But our final show is always very long, and that's where we try and take all your questions. Tea breaks are usually small, as you know. So, end of the day's play. Catch you then. Enjoy the test match. Hoping for a prediction now. You, how many wickets to fall?
I say 2.
2,
I said 3.
3.
3 because you get through one of these, then you're reaching the king,
exactly.
which is worrisome.
That's why.
Okay. I'll go left field. I
No
say
wickets?
South Africa come out to bat.
I was gonna say that's my worst case scenario, but I'm hoping that
South Africa come out to bat today. Maybe for a few overs, 4, 5, 6, I don't know. South Africa come out to bat today.
Quite a day.
quite a day.
Quite a day.
Second inning started.
Let's see. Let's see. And as I say that, there's a sixer.
Yeah.
Virat.
BK.
But I guess he's kind of realized that hanging around may not help too much. Because that one ball will have my name on it. Oh, interesting.
But again, last time around he was running out of partners, and which is why after a point he was just going left, right, and center.
that was fair. That was fair.
Yeah.
This ball to be fair was there for the hitting. It wasn't
Let's
a
go.
Yeah.
But if Virat is to get 100, yeah, that'd be like some 100.
Hmm.
If he does.
Yeah.
What a shot that was. That's how you play a short ball. Shreyas Iyer.
Take note.
Or just start leaving short balls.
Yeah, find a way. Exactly.
You stop bowling eventually.
Everyone can't be a Ricky Ponting, na?
Oh,
So then find a
pull
way.
shot.
Become a Saurav Ganguly.
straight path. Too good.
Bye. Take care. I see KFC ads popping up.